Well, hey friends, it is time for the Sephora Savings Event. This is my favorite time of year. And I'm so excited to say Sephora is sponsoring this video. So thank you so much, Sephora, for the support. So I'm gonna share with you guys my top recommendations. I'm gonna show you me applying them. We're gonna chat about the products, why I love them. And I'm also gonna share what's in my cart, what I'm actually gonna buy. There's a lot to get through. I hope that if you are looking for a new blush, or your go-to lip gloss, or your new favorite foundation, I hope that I'm gonna share it with you today. You can buy it, try it, and love it too. So if you are not yet a member of Sephora's Beauty Insider program, it is completely free to join. I'll have the link below to make it easy for you. And by joining, like I said, it is free. It gets you access to shop the Sephora Savings Event, and it will get you free shipping on any order, no minimum. You heard that right. I know, you could buy one thing, no minimum, you're gonna get free shipping. I love that. So I'm gonna pop on the screen the different tiers of the Sephora Beauty Insider program, when you can shop and how much you'll save. One thing to note is that if you are a Beauty Insider member of any tier, like I said, you get that free shipping, no minimum, and you get 30% off of all Sephora collection items. I'm gonna mention some of my favorites today as well. So that is a nice chunk off. So you can use the code SAVINGS to shop. I will have all of this information I just threw at you really quickly down below as well. If you're like, okay, wait, what were the dates or what was the code, whatever. My other recommendation, as always, is to build your cart early. If you can't shop yet, a lot of the popular items sell out, like period point blank, they will sell out. So it's nice to have it in your cart. So when it is your day to shop, you can check out quickly and hopefully you were able to get the things that you were wanting to get. And I also want to give a little special shout out to Sephora's value sets, because they have so many amazing value kits, holiday gift sets out right now. And that is talk about bang for your buck. I'm going to mention a couple of the ones that really caught my eye here in just a bit, but definitely something worth looking at too. The other thing I want to mention too is that you can use the code SAVINGS multiple times, both online and in store. So you might place an order today and then later on be like, wait, I also want this, and add that. So you're going to get free shipping either way. And it is just nice that you can use it many times. So there you go. Thank you so much, Sephora, like I said, for sponsoring. Let's dive into getting ready together. I'm going to show you my favorites in action. Okay, so I want to show you guys these in action, and usually I film it like as B-roll, but I figured let's just go through the action of getting ready together, and I'll show you these products that I'm loving. Some of them I've loved for years. So I hope that you find something in here if you're like in the market for something specific. Hopefully my video is helpful to you. So first up, this was one of the first things I added to my you should consider buying this list, and that was this right here. This is the In Beauty Mineral Sun Glow SPF 43. So this, they have a couple of shades. I have the fair and a medium. I am almost out of it. So I honestly, this is gonna go in my car. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I should buy it again. I know this was sold out for a while. This is special because if you are looking for a mineral SPF, sometimes it can be hard to find mineral SPFs that look like this does, where it's like kind of glowy. It's really pretty. It's still really lightweight though. It's pretty incredible. I burned, I'm so sorry to myself. I burned my face on my curling wand yesterday. I know, some of you guys are like, oh, me too. This is one of those SPFs that plays so nicely with makeup. There's a reason I've gone through it. I have tried a lot of SPFs, you guys, and this has boiled its way up to the top, bubbled its way to the top, and it is so good. Definitely gonna repurchase. I think in the realm of glowy SPFs, this is probably my favorite one. It's so pretty, which is saying a lot because I love the Supergoop one too. So another product I love for a glowy base, but it's not an SPF, is the Say Glowy Super Gel. This you can get a mini version of, so if you don't want to commit to the full thing, you can get the smaller one, and they have a couple of different shades. I have Star Glow, which is I think the lightest of the shades, but it gives you this beautiful glowy base, kind of like the SPF I just put on, but again, it feels like water almost. Not quite, but I mean, just a little bit thicker than water. And why I love that is because it ends up being a layer you can put on your face that adds a big impact underneath foundation, but it doesn't add another layer that's gonna pill up, that's thick, that's going on top of SPF. Like, you know, when you've layered so many things on your skin, you're like, what am I doing? This might as well be a non-existent layer, but it is beautiful. Did that make any sense at all? Anyway, so I've loved this one for years. And actually the way I tried that was the mini version, and then I finally committed to the big boy. All right, foundation wise, one of my top faves still is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. This is something that when I have a friend in my personal life asking for a foundation recommendation from Sephora, this is typically the one I give them because I do think this works with most skin types. It's kind of like what I say, a Goldilocks effect, where it's not too glowy, it's not too matte, it's got about medium coverage. Like it really is the best of what most people want. And of course, if you put a glowy base underneath like what I'm doing, that's gonna add a little more glow to it because I tend to prefer that, although I really have. And let's see, this is kind of nice because you can see how well it does over that burn. Not bad. I'm gonna put another layer on top. I probably should put concealer on it. We'll see. But yeah, it just ends up wearing really nicely throughout the day too. I just think all around, this is a very, very well done foundation. A lot of foundations I've tried over the years, and I've been doing this for 11 years now. A lot of them, I'll usually say, I really like this, but I wish it did this, or I wish it had this, or whatever. This one, I really don't have any buts for, you know? It's a buttless foundation. So like I said, I've got a glowy base underneath, and so you can really see the glow, but if you put this over a mattifying foundation, I feel like it really plays nicely with whatever primer you might be using. So love it. Let's do another layer just for funsies. I will say this is gonna be tricky too because it's a different texture. Yeah, so I'm not sure how well that did. That's not bad though. Just so discolored. Anyway, okay. Some of you guys are like, okay, just please stop zooming in on that. Okay, sorry guys. All right, the other foundation, however, that I have loved now for a couple of years is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint. So I say foundation because I do feel like this has the coverage of a medium coverage foundation, but it really is more like the consistency of a skin tint. I love the like squeezy lightweight bottle. I just think it's a unique shape, but on top of that, it works really well. I have brought this on trips with me. Like I trust it. It wears well. And the nice thing is because it does have coverage, but it still has the consistency of a skin tint, I feel like wears off nicely. Like it wears pretty well throughout the day, but when it does inevitably start wearing off, like let's say around your nose, for me, that's where it would wear off any foundation. It doesn't look super stark and like you can really tell. It kind of morphs and blends into the skin nicely. So I feel like it's another one that I have reached for so much. This is probably 2/3 gone, which if you've been watching, you know I try and use a lot of different foundations. It says a lot about how much I'm liking it if I'm actually running through it, just based on the nature of the gig. So love that stuff. This is not a recommendation. This is the Say, I'm just still trying it out. The Say Slip Tint Concealer. I will link my favorite concealer currently from Sephora. I'm trying not to repeat too many of the things I'm always mentioning, although I say that, and a lot of these are just, some of you could name them all because you know what I love, because I talk about it a lot. The Natasha Denona one, if you are dying to try a stellar concealer, that's the one. I'll link the one I'm talking about below. So the eyeshadow I would recommend is this little palette here. It has gotten so much love from me, the Anastasia Soft Glam 2. If you are like me, you're into neutrals, you generally do the same look often, and then there are just days where you don't do anything. This palette is amazing because I will put this shade here all over and have that be all. It just kind of blanks out my eyes and looks really nice. But then sometimes I'll put a little of this or this in the crease and it looks really just put together and it's a little bit more than nothing. But then these shimmers are gorgeous. The black here is an incredible liner. So I'm gonna use that today. But this is something that if you're not into the big palettes, because you're like, I'm not gonna use all that, it's just not stuff you would generally reach for, this is something you might really, really like. So I'm just gonna put Tempera everywhere. The only shade I really don't find myself using, really it's these two. I feel like if they released a palette that was just those 6, it would be literally my perfect palette. So then I'm gonna do Dusty Rose. I'm gonna do some purples and pinks going on. I got purple on. This, by the way, is my favorite color. Just like a periwinkle, I just find it to be so beautiful. But yeah, these shadows really blend nicely and easily together too, which I love because that means you don't have to know what you're doing, you know? And I sure don't. So then you could put the shimmer. This is so beautiful on the lid. And I think that's another thing that's great about this. It's awesome for every day if you're into just simple looks, but you can really amp it up with the shimmers and with the darker colors if you want to. It's got it all, baby. So we'll go ahead and use the black in here for the liner, and I'm gonna use the Sephora number 22 brush. This is, I would recommend any of the Sephora collection. The Sephora Pro brushes are all high quality. I own a lot of them. And again, since Sephora collection is 30% off, it's an awesome time to snag some. But yeah, I am such a fan of this particular eyeliner brush. So much so that I ended up buying a second one so I could have one here and then one at my vanity at home. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of use it to do a little smudgy wing. And it really makes easy work of doing a little wing, especially with powder, which is what I've been doing a lot lately. Or if I'm just smoking out a pencil liner, I'll use this brush and it does it exactly like I want it to do. And it's still small and pointed enough to really get the shape right. So love this brush. So another thing I recommend from Sephora collection is their 12-hour eyeliner. My favorite shade is their it's like a deep brown. I'll put below the exact shade name. But these are all so good. They have so many colors. They are truly waterproof, especially the brown one. I find that's the one I've used the most. It stays in my waterline incredibly well. And again, 30% off of a product that's already affordably priced is incredible. So I will definitely be adding to my cart another of the brown one because mine is almost gone. This is actually like a deep blue called Endless Night. I'm just kind of putting it in the waterline just to darken it a bit because I find that like getting rid of the white space, like really darkening the whole lash area, including the upper waterline, makes it so that when you put on mascara, it kind of looks like falsies, just like low-key falsies, and I love that. One mascara I really do enjoy is the Benefit Fan Fest. I'm gonna be honest, this one's getting a little bit old, so we're gonna see how it does, but this I find really brushes through the lashes the way I want them to. It is a natural bristle brush. It curls them, kind of fans them out, hence the name, and I am very particular about mascara. I'm very particular about mascara, and I find that this one does a great job. Like I said, it curls, it volumizes, but it doesn't flake or anything like that also. That made sense in some format. Yeah, this is definitely getting old though. I might consider putting this in my cart. We'll see. I feel like I have a small size of this somewhere, like that I haven't opened, like it was a free gift with purchase type thing. So I need to look because I feel like those minis sometimes last as long as the big boys. And the one thing I so love that Sephora has been doing is they sell so many mini sizes of a lot of their popular products. And I think that is amazing because then you can try something without fully committing to a full size. And then if you love it, you know, like, okay, I'll go back and get the full size when this is gone. But I just think that is such a great way or a great thing that they've started doing. That's all. I just love that. I'm gonna take a moment to say, by the way, if you are new and you just clicked on this video, I hope you'll subscribe and stick around because I do a lot of beauty focused videos. I do a lot of affordable makeup videos, Sephora videos, and everything in between. And I also do vlogs. I hope you stick around after this one. Check out some of my other ones. If you're still in the mood for like Sephora faves, after this video, I can link some of my recent Sephora favorites videos that I've done. I did one where it was like Sephora favorites under, I think $30 or under $25 because there are a lot of really great things there under that price point. So I'll link that video if you're interested. One of my fave under eye setting powders is from the brand Ami Collet. It is so good. It's great for all over the face. I mean, it's meant for anywhere, but I particularly love it under the eyes. And I love that it's got this little mesh thing so I can just kind of press the puff in there without having to dump it out and make a big mess. And I find that it just flattens the area so nicely. It sets the concealer. Oh, it is a very good, very blurring powder. Love it. So the product that totally took me by surprise this year is this Bobbi Brown powder bronzer. It wasn't even really on my radar, but I'm so glad I tried it because it is just so easy to use. It is flawless. It almost has a little bit of coverage like a powder foundation would, and I think that's part of why I really, really like it. The color is so close to my skin tone, but just slightly bronze. So I feel like, especially as we go into the colder months, and I don't necessarily need or desire to look super tanned or bronzed. I mean, nothing wrong with if you do, but you know what I mean. For me, I'm my palest in the winter. So I feel like this is kind of the perfect thing for me because it does give that little bit of sculpting, little bit of, not brightness, but like bronzed look without really being wildly bronzy. And part of it is you could just get a different shade. Like this is lighter and that's why it works really well for me. This is the shade Light. So I love it. It's easy to apply. I feel like it looks really, really natural on the skin too. I also, of course, love, well, two right here, the NARS cream bronzer. I've gone through like 2 of these. It is my ultimate favorite cream bronzer. But another close contender is the Makeup Forever Soft Sculpt Skin Enhancer. I've hit pan on this one. I'll probably eventually repurchase too. They're very, very similar. I just think the NARS one lasts longer on the skin. But if I'm not worried about coverage, I really like the way this one looks too. So it's kind of just one of those things. If you are wanting to splurge on a cream bronzer, you will try this and be like, I don't need any other cream bronzer. It's so good. I have the shade Laguna 01. NARS also launched a talc-free version of their powder blush. I have 2 shades I love. Gina, which is a little bit peachy, and then I also love Behave. These are pretty close. I mean, you're gonna look at them and be like, okay, Jess. But this one's definitely a little pinker, a little cooler. This one in Behave is definitely my shade. Like this is what I wear almost every day. I just love it so much. So I have to force myself to use other blushes, but it is just so easy to apply. Again, I think because the shade is closer to my skin tone, I don't feel like I have to worry about it being overly blushed, but it still can give me the look I really want. And then you can build it up, of course, if you want to. I just love this blush formula. So they have a decent amount of shades, definitely worth looking into. I have really been leaning into powder bronzers and blushes lately, just because I feel like everything's melting off my skin, even in these cooler months. So I've really been enjoying this and that Bobbi Brown powder bronzer. We're diving into that powder life again. So lip liner, no surprise, a favorite of mine for years, the Sephora collection Rouge Gel Lip Liner. I have multiples. It's such a great lip liner. And again, it's already affordably priced, and then add the 30% off of Sephora collection. You're gonna get these for a song, and they have every color you could ever need under the sun. I'm gonna put on Creme de la Creme, one of my all-time faves. Let me wipe off my lip balm and drink a sip of coffee. Cold coffee, of course. But these are retractable. They are wildly creamy, but they still stay in place. It's the perfect lip liner. This, if you just need a go-to nudie pink lip liner, Creme de la Creme is it. If you're anywhere near my coloring, it's the one. I'll color my lips completely in with it. Like it's that creamy, but I just love it. I love it so, so much. So love this line. And then on top, I'm gonna put my favorite gloss, and a lot of you guys already know what I'm gonna say, the Milk Odyssey lip gloss formula. Ooh, it so quickly moved to the top of my list the second I tried it. And now, of course, I've been using it for months and months, and I still just absolutely love it. So I have Wander and Work Trip. They are very, very similar. I think I'm gonna do Work Trip, but I also have the Clear, which is amazing. If you're like, I'm gonna invest in a nice lip gloss, but I want it to work with everything, get the Clear. It's the same formula. I think it has the same smell. Yeah, slight vanilla, but not overpowering. This gloss is the prettiest gloss. I have very naturally lined lips. I always have, even when I was a kid. And this is one of the few that's not gonna give you a tingly, plumping anything, okay? But it gives you that look. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much, and it smells incredible. You just have to try it. You just have to try it, okay? I do have some other favorites that I want to mention. Let me wipe this swatch off. That I couldn't, I could only get ready with so many things, but I do have a couple of other favorites I wanted to share, and then I want to share what's in my cart. I know this video is so long. Are you still there? So another fave lip product of mine is this line from NARS. This is their Power Matte lipstick. So I wore this for my Halloween costume this year. I was Little Red Riding Hood. I can pop up a picture if you want to see it. My husband was the wolf. Very fun. But I wore this NARS lip in the shade Dragon Girl. So this is actually not it. This is Feel My Fire, but it's another wonderful red. This is an amazing formula because it's super duper lightweight, like impossibly lightweight, but it packs a punch. It stays in place. We were hosting a costume party when we were first wearing those costumes, the picture you're seeing. That red lip, I reapplied it one time that whole night. It was a game night. We were eating and enjoying like drinks and desserts and like all that stuff. I did not really need to reapply except for once. And even when I reapplied, it wasn't necessary. Like that stuff is incredible, but It also doesn't feel wildly drying like most like liquid lipsticks do. So highly recommend. It is my red lip of choice. It is so good. But also they have a ton of colors. So if you're not into red, like this is just an amazing lipstick that lasts really long. So look at their shade range. I think you'll find something you like. A liquid blush I really, really enjoy. It's the Nude Sticks Blush Tint. This is SPF 30. So a lot of those like SPF type products that are launching, this one is so beautiful. And honestly, every time I wear it, I think I should be wearing this every day. It always ends up looking so pretty on the skin. Oh my gosh. Even if I wear it and then set it with like the tiniest bit of my powder, it still has that pretty, like kind of glossy look, but then it'll stay in place even better. But I am just such a fan. I feel like this is one of those random products not a lot of people are talking about. Another product I have repurchased and it's almost gone, so I'll be repurchasing again soon. The Tower 28 Sunny Days. So this is a true skin tint. It has SPF 30. I'll usually still layer an SPF underneath it, but this is my go-to for those days where I'm not really wearing makeup, but I want just something on my skin to make it look a little more awake, a little more evened out. I love this. It has more coverage than you might think. I apply it oftentimes as makeup and still wear makeup with it, and it looks really nice, but it also looks great on its own. So just a fan. I wanted to give it a little bit of a shout out here. Another favorite is the Merit Solo Shadows. You guys have heard me talk about these, and I love their Flush Balms too. My favorite solo shadow is in Studio. It's like a cream to powder type eyeshadow, but it is one of my go-tos for the simplest, prettiest brown eye. I'll just put that all over my lid, blend it in. It just ends up looking so effortless and chic, I feel like, and Studio is definitely my color for that. So let me share a couple of skincare favorites with you too. A lot of these I have mentioned numerous times, so I'll go kind of quickly, but skincare is one of those categories that you can save so much money this time of year, especially if it's something you're going through anyway, you know you're repurchasing. You know, for me, I've got a routine pretty set in stone, and a lot of these are the products I'm using all of the time. So no surprise, the Tatcha Indigo Serum in Cream. So it's their overnight repair. It is a serum in cream format. So this is one of those all-in-one skincare products. That's why I love it. When it's a day that I'm like, I am washing my face and I'm just putting this on because I'm too tired or I've got the kids, whatever. This is that gal for me. You know what I mean? Like it is so, so good. And on nights that I actually have time, I'll still use this as my moisturizer, but it's nice to know that it's got so much jam-packed into it. So this is a product I use on nights that I'm using my retinol or like my tretinoin. It pairs really well with that. It is the Pharmacy Niacinamide Night Mask. I'm almost through this one again, so this I'm probably gonna go ahead and add to my cart this time around because I will need it in like a few weeks. So love that product. I also love the Fresh Rose Toner. This stuff's been around for a while now, and it's got little rose petals in it. It's just a nice hydrating toner. I have really been enjoying doing the toner step lately, right after cleansing, so highly recommend that one. I also love the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. What's unique about this is that you put on the moisturizer and then you actually don't wait till it dries down. Right away, you can go in with your SPF or makeup. And I just feel like that's so unique because a lot of times I'll skip moisturizer because I'm like, I don't have the time. Like, you know, you gotta put the moisturizer, then the SPF, then this, then that, then the foundation. And I just feel like having this where I can put it on and then right away go in with SPF is amazing. And in fact, that's how this works best. So highly recommend that as a great moisturizer, especially at least where I live, we're heading into cooler months where my skin's typically drier. So I love that. Fragrance fave is the Gucci Flora, I cannot say this, Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. This has been my scent. I honestly have worn this so often the past few months. Like it is my signature scent, if you will. It smells so, so good. I feel like this is a head turner perfume. Highly recommend. It's like sweet, but not too sweet. Oh, it's so good, you guys. My only complaint is I wish it lasted longer. I feel like I'll put this on and like 5 hours later, I'm like, I'm gonna put more on. So I wish it were just like stronger in that sense, but honestly, it smells so good. I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna reapply it. You know what I mean? Because it smells so good. So now I wanna share two different value sets that kind of caught my eye. I am planning, I already have it scheduled to do a video on all of the best value and gift sets that are being offered right now because you can save a lot of money and try a lot of products for a much lower price. And I just think this is the time, whether you're getting it for a gift or for yourself, but it is an amazing time to be able to try a lot of different products, especially when we're talking about these more expensive brands. So I do a lot of work on that video. I will definitely have that video up in the next few weeks. So subscribe, stick around, stay tuned for that. But I did want to mention two that caught my eye that are worth, I feel like, mentioning in this space. The first one is Sephora Favorites Makeup Must-Have Set. This has so many good products in it. It's got one of my favorites, the House Labs Lip Gloss, Rare Beauty Highlighter, Sol de Janeiro number 68 Smell Fragrance Spray, Tower 28 SOS Spray, the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant, Makeup by Mario, like the cream bronzer I mentioned. It's the blush format, which I also totally love that. It's got an Olaplex hair oil, Glossier brow thing, Grande Lash, a Fenty gloss, Milk Hydro Primer. Like, it is an insane deal. And it comes in a really cute pink, like, Sherpa makeup bag. That one will probably sell out, just so you know. There's a lot of good ones, but the other one that really caught my eye is the Sephora Favorites Precious Pouts lip set. This one has a Fenty gloss. It has the Makeup by Mario. It's like a plumping balm. It is so beautiful. I almost mentioned that in this video. It's got that the Sephora lip liner I love, a Glossier Lippy, a Tarte lip plumper, looks like maybe YSL, Rare Beauty, NARS, like so many things in there that you'd get to try. So I just think, and again, it's in a cute purple Sherpa makeup bag. All right, so let's talk about what is in my personal cart. I don't know if I'm gonna buy all these things, but some of these are repeats from a video I did a month or two ago where we just window shopped online together, and they're still in my cart. I didn't end up checking out, and I'm glad I didn't because now I can check out and save the money. And I also kind of weeded through those and added different things. So the number one thing I'm buying is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder, the pink one. It's in the shade Candy. I love a pink powder to set the under eye, and this, I love the Cloud Set formula already. I wear the shade, I wanna say Feathery. I love that formula so much. So to be able to get one for my under eye, yes. Yes, I cannot wait to try that. I also am still wanting to try the Patrick Ta Major Skin Hydra Luxe foundation. So this is like a more luminous, hydrating foundation. The packaging looks really pretty with like the rose gold. And yeah, it just seems like my kind of foundation. I think my thing is gonna be getting the right shade. You know what I mean? I feel like so I might need to go in store and actually swatch them, but yeah, that looks right up my alley. I'm gonna get the shade Dreamland in the Kosas Blush is Life kind of marbled blush. I had originally tried one long ago, not that long, a few months ago. The shade was not right for me, and so the formula though seems, again, absolutely what I like. A slightly more luminous blush is so beautiful. So I'm excited to try that again. I am gonna get a restock on the Grande Brow Serum. It's what I've been using. I stopped using it. My brows got sparse again, so I went right on back to using it. That stuff works, and it works quickly. It is wild. So I'm definitely gonna buy that again because anytime I can save money on that, it's so pricey. I'm very glad to save some money on it. I also want to try the Sephora Collection Nourishing Moisturizer. So it says it's for your skin barrier. I feel like, especially at night, I do use retinol and all kinds of stuff that can be, you know, harsh on your skin in a way, especially if you're not using it properly. I hope that I'm using all of them properly. But I like the idea that this is really great for your skin barrier because that is the thing that gets the most, like our poor skin barrier. You know what I mean? We're exfoliating, we're doing all the things. So I've really peeled back and like stopped doing a lot of exfoliation because I am also doing tretinoin. But I feel like this would be a really great addition to my skincare routine in the evening, and you could probably use it during the day too. But I also like the more affordable price point. And again, that's 30% off. I do want to smell the Glossier You De fragrance because I love the original Glossier You perfume. I have it. I love, love, love that smell. So if it's anything like that, but maybe different, I mean, obviously different, I want to give it a sniff. It's got really good reviews too. I want to try NARS's new Explicit Satin Lipstick. I am a fan of NARS's lipstick formula, obviously. I just feel like this is gonna be a classic lipstick formula, but with a punch because NARS's lipsticks are so, so good. So I don't know what shade I want though. I think Devious is what I have in my cart, but I'm looking at like, there are so many good colors. So we'll see where I actually end up, but I'm excited to give that a try. And of course I love that it's refillable. I also added the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel. They have a mini version of it. So for like 13 bucks. So I'm gonna try that. Most of my brow products, I'm realizing some of them are really, really old, like the pencils, because I don't use pencils often. And they're like, I'll use them and they'll break. And I'm like, I couldn't even tell you how old some of them are. So I really need to just kind of go through those, get rid of probably most at this point, and just really streamline the brow products that I have and what I actually use, you know? So that's everything. I so enjoy doing this video every time there is the Sephora Savings Event. It is just, I don't know, it's one of my favorite times of year because of course I'm a beauty lover and I love sharing my recommendations with you guys. And when it's a time that you could actually save some money and try out one of the things I'm mentioning, I get so excited. So hopefully this video was either helpful or entertaining, whatever. Thank you again to Sephora for sponsoring this video. I will have links to absolutely everything that I mentioned down below in the order I mentioned them. So hopefully you'll be able to find them easily. I'll mention what shade I am if you're curious down there. And of course, more information on the Sephora Savings Event, the dates you can shop, the link to join their Beauty Insider program will all be below in a pinned comment as well. I hope you have fun shopping. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.